Americans like, Bob?
Excess?
Oh, of course. And they also love award shows. And this is our 2012 NFL postseason award show.
Boom.
So let's start it off with a no-brainer, per se. Comeback Player of the Year, Bob.
Comeback Player of the Year. The argument could be made for Adrian Peterson coming off his knee surgery, but as you pointed out to me before, this guy only missed one game last year. One game. You know who missed a lot more games than one last year?
Peyton Manning.
Peyton mother effing Manning. Missed every single game last year with a horrific neck injury, multiple surgeries, coming back to a new franchise, a little bit of a learning curve.
Oh, yeah.
An offense that had a running game going for it, but a passing game that was questionable under Tim Tebow. Not a lot of big-name receivers there, and he came in, and Matt, why don't you tell us what he did?
Dude, he lit it up, man. He absolutely lit it up. 68% completions.
Boom.
Over 4,000 yards for yet again another year. Over 30 touchdown passes another year. His interceptions are down. Easily Comeback Player of the Year.
Like you said at the beginning of that, no-brainer. Next up, we got Offensive Player of the Year.
Offensive Player of the Year, you know who I like on this one?
Tell me.
Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
He's going to be the first receiver to go over 2,000 yards. Yeah, they haven't played Week 17 yet, but I'm saying he does it. He only needs 112 yards to do it. Boom. He's got the receiving record from Jerry Rice. Broke that easily. Calvin Johnson, your Offensive Player of the Year.
As a receiver, to make your team relevant, just as a receiver, that's impressive. You don't see a whole lot of that. He does have a quarterback, but a quarterback that has been pretty inconsistent this year.
Oh,
For
yeah.
him to get the record and be the first to go over 2,000, which we both agree he's going to do, I say that there's a strong case for that. On the other hand, I'm going to have to go for Aaron Rodgers.
Woo!
Aaron Rodgers, he accounts for pretty much that entire offense. They've got a good receiving core, but what does that do for you when you don't have a capable quarterback? I don't think that the Green Bay Packers have gone a single month this season with the same starting running back.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers. There's a couple games where Aaron Rodgers has been their leading running back. And so when you look at an offense that suffers the most when losing a player, it's got to be in my book the Green Bay Packers losing Aaron Rodgers. They would be nowhere near the position. They would be nothing with Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to have to wait about it.
A-Rod. Okay, we disagree there. That's our first disagreement of the day. Now we're going to Defensive Player of the Year. I think we chalked that one up at the same guy, J.J. Watt out of Wisconsin. Second-year player, disruptive.
Yeah,
I mean,
20
wow.
and a half sacks, and going to Indianapolis on Sunday, it's not over.
He's got a chance for that record. He gets 2.5 sacks. He's got it.
Boom, and he gets it legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, J.J. Watt, I don't think you're going to see a lot of disagreement there. He is the heart and soul of that Texans defense, and he's so young. I think we're going to see nothing but great things out of this kid if he stays healthy for many, many years to come.
Yeah, he's going to be ready for this award for many years to come, like you said, Bob.
Yeah.
Now we look to the rookies. I mean, this league has been a rookie league for the past couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
Starting with Offensive Rookie of the Year, we disagree on this one.
Sure.
I love Russell Wilson. I really love Russell Wilson, the poise, the confidence that he has, his game-winning drives that he has. And he was a third-round draft pick. This guy wasn't expected to be the starter. He won the job from Matt Flynn in training camp. He was ready to go. Led him to a now 10-5 right now. If they get a win, they're 11-5. Chance to win that division with San Francisco playing as good as they did. 430 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, all in the same game against Buffalo. 2,800 yards passing, 25 touchdowns, a 63% completion percentage, which is pretty good for a rookie quarterback coming into this league. Only 10 picks too, 28 touchdown passes. I really like that 98 rating for Russell Wilson. He's my Offensive Rookie of the Year.
You love Russell Wilson. I love Russell Wilson, but I'm not in love with Russell Wilson. But I am in love with Robert Griffin III.
Ooh.
You make the point of Russell Wilson being a third-round pick and coming in and doing things that were unexpected of him. That's fine, that's good. But on the other side of that coin, coming in with the expectations, being given the keys to the car, having all that pressure put on your shoulders, that we've seen more players crumble under that kind of pressure than we have seen succeed. Mm-hmm. And Robert Griffin III has succeeded. He is tied for second in the league with quarterback rating with Alex Smith, and he hasn't even had to do it for the last month. So I say we just go ahead and give him that number 2 spot behind Aaron Rodgers. You're talking about the league MVP having a rookie nipping at his heels for number 1 in quarterback rating. That's impressive. He's got 26 total touchdowns, 20 through the air, 6 on the ground, and I believe only 5 interceptions on the year. coming in and having a chance on Sunday to do what I believe he will do and win the division in a tough division. The Giants faltered a little bit. The Cowboys are right there in it, obviously, as they'll be competing for that title on Sunday. But I think they ultimately do get that division, and Mike Shanahan doesn't win it, but gets a nod for Coach of the Year because of what his young quarterback has been able to do.
Oh, I like that, Bob. I like that. A hint coming into it. But we're not there yet. We're to Defensive Rookie of the Year. What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking what I think you're thinking, and that's Casey Hayward of the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, we love us some Casey Hayward.
Yeah,
Casey Hayward.
He smells to me like a little Charles Woodson action.
Hey, I like it. He's got the look of it. He's a ball hawk.
Yep.
6 picks.
6 picks to the 5 that Charles Woodson had his rookie season.
Ooh, he's on track.
Oh yeah, he's also got a forced fumble. He's come in and had to play a very versatile role in a very underwhelming pass defense that the Packers had last year. He came in, he got plugged in, he picked up the game like that.
Oh yeah.
Less than a handful of times, this guy's been beaten deep. And like you said, ball hawk. I think every time the ball's touched his hands, he's
got it, man. He's made it happen. He's a great young player, and he really makes that secondary to be feared.
Yeah.
Especially now with Sam Shields coming back and Tramon Williams on the other side. This guy's been playing the slot guy. He started on the edge a couple times. Casey Hayward's got everything to be a great cornerback in this league for many years to come.
What do we got next, Matthew?
We got Coach of the Year. We're getting down to the final 2 awards that we have, the biggest awards of the night. Coach of the Year. I don't know if this guy's eligible.
That is the question.
But in my book, he is the NFL Coach of the Year, and that's Bruce Arians. The job that he did in Indianapolis to come in and be the offensive coordinator. You're 1-2. You get a bombshell dropped on you that your head coach has got leukemia and he's battling for his life, and you need to lead those men into battle. 9-3. 9-3 record for that team.
9-3, and with all the excuses in the world to hide behind, nobody would have blamed them for faltering under the conditions. They come off the legend and the face of their franchise, Peyton Manning. They got a rookie quarterback, which is an excuse in itself. You've offloaded a majority of your talent and big name players in the offseason. They had all the excuses in the world to have an unsuccessful season without taking too much criticism for it. But they didn't let it happen.
No, they didn't. They had that steady voice in the locker room, getting them every week, getting them ready, getting them motivated, getting them ready to play, confidence in their team. Bruce Arians, I really hope the guy can win this award because I think he's the clear-cut favorite in my mind. If he's not eligible, obviously, then I would go with a Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll deserves that. Got their team playing 10-5 right now. If they get a win, they're 11-5, still alive in that hunt for the NFC West. He's an enthusiastic coach, loves coaching up those young players. It's a young team, perfect fit for him. So if Arians isn't eligible, then I like Pete Carroll to win it.
I think the Seahawks are the Seahawks that we see today in spite of Pete Carroll, but that's just me. I say in a couple of years, this team starts to falter and it becomes obvious that it's a coaching deficiency, and we see a change there. But for now, it's hard to argue with the record they've put up and the success they've had and in the youth that they do have. I can see it happening, although it wouldn't make me a very happy person. But I digress. We have one more award to give out, Matt, and that would be the MVP of the NFL.
The big one, the big kahuna.
How do you feel about that?
I am looking at this, and I think it's a 2-horse race.
Okay.
I think it's Adrian Peterson, and I think it's Peyton Manning. The one that I believe will win this award is Mr. Peyton Manning.
Okay.
I think the guy is just phenomenal, the way that he's able to bounce back from that career-threatening injury that he had with that neck. 4,350 yards passing, 34 touchdown passes, 11 interceptions, 68% completion percentage. The guy is phenomenal. There's not enough adjectives in the world to describe this guy. He does everything. He's barking out all the signals that people thought, is he going to be the same guy, as John Gruden calls him, the sheriff, pointing things out. He is. He's the exact same guy, and he wins his 5th MVP award.
Which is...
Yeah, that's mind-boggling in itself.
It's a record 2 above the next person in line. Peyton Manning, everything you said is true. What he's done has been amazing, and that's why he is the shoo-in that we called him for Comeback Player of the Year. But I got to give it to Adrian Peterson. When you talk about MVP, yes, Peyton Manning has helped step the Broncos up to the next level, but this is still a Broncos team that won a playoff game last year. Didn't have an extremely impressive regular season record, but they did win a playoff game last year. Adrian Peterson, when you want to talk about value, the Minnesota Vikings, and I don't think there's a person in that locker room or front office that would disagree with this. Adrian Peterson taken out of that equation makes this team as irrelevant as the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
He is the heart and soul of that entire team, and when you take him away, they're nothing. And when you look at where he stands in yardage wise, and obviously he's got a chance to get the record this Sunday, but when you look at where he's at yardage wise and where when you go from him down to 2, 3, 4, 5, the separation there is just mind-boggling. It's silly. Yeah. There's nobody even close. You could have someone have a record-setting game on Sunday and still would not even be close to where Adrian Peterson's at right now. I am going to add one caveat to that, though. If Adrian Peterson is held to, let's say, around 80 yards against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday, and at the same time, Aaron Rodgers is able to have one of his 4 or 5 touchdown games, a QB rating of around 120, 130, I'm going to go ahead, and for that reason, the Minnesota Vikings do not get into the playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and change my pick to Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh, I like that. I like it a lot. It's a little out of left field. Winning back-to-back MVP awards, we've seen it in Green Bay happen.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a little while, but we have seen it. And, I mean, for that, we give our awards out. That's what we feel that they will be. What do you guys think? Hit us up on Twitter, comment sections in YouTube, and see. And we'd love to hear from you guys and see if we agree, if we disagree, and what we agree and disagree on.
All right. And also, if anyone could explain to me how someone can win MVP as an offensive player and then not win Offensive Player of the Year, that'd be great, because I don't get it.
I don't understand it either.
God, that's smooth.
Goes down smooth every time. Thank you, Mr. Jack Daniels.
Brought to you by Jack Daniels. If you weren't in the mood for fight, give it like 20 minutes.